So I played
Resident Evil
for the first time this year, and I need your help on which one to play next. So I've always been a bit of a chicken when it comes to playing horror games, but ironically, horror movies would be my favourite genre, like hands down. So for me, I think the fear actually lies of being in control of the character, and all the horror stuff's actually happening to you is where my fear kind of lies in the horror genre in games. So this year I kind of decided enough's enough. It's time to actually man up and play some horror games. Resident Evil 4 remake was coming out, and that's what kind of gave me the push to actually want to jump into the genre, because I thought it absolutely looked fucking fantastic. So to start things off, I thought I'll just go to the most recent one, which at the time was Resident Evil Village. Now, I actually did play Village when it first released, but I got to the bit where the Lycans come out attacking you at the village and didn't know what to do or where to go, so I ended up just turning it off. And yes, I know that is at the pretty much start of the game. But anyway, this time I actually managed to man up and get through the entire game. I absolutely loved my time at Village. I felt like I had a ton of ammo, which helped with the anxiety of being overwhelmed by enemies. I always felt like I was in control, and I was dangerous as well at the same time. Characters were great, from Lady Dimitrescu, if that's how you say it, to the big fat merchant, the Duke. My only gripe with the game was Ethan Winters. Like, fuck me, this guy is stale as fuck. He's probably one of the most boring characters I've ever been in a video game. Now, I don't know whether that's just me, kind of my take on it, or it's because I haven't played Resident Evil 7 and that maybe adds more context to the character and more background. But just basing it off Village, the character is boring, he's stale, and he's just uninteresting. But you can let me know in the comments if I'm wrong and he actually is an interesting character and it's just because I'm missing context for him. So with Village done, I moved on to Resident Evil 4 Remake when it came out. Now, once again, this was a game I tried in the form of the original on the GameCube, and I got to the village part where the villagers all come out and attack you continuously along with the chainsaw man. I got stressed out and turned it off, and you're probably seeing the trend here. But this time with Village beat, I had the confidence going back to this one and I beat it. I fucking love this game. Like, I love the cheesy one-liners reminiscent from the time it originally released.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
I love the action approach to the gameplay with Leon's kicks, and the added knife parry also felt fantastic to use. I felt the game as a whole was a perfect blend of action and horror for me personally, and this is probably one of my favourite game releases this year. So with Resi 4 out of the way, I moved on to Resident Evil 2 Remake. I've done both Claire and Leon's story. I didn't do them twice, but I do know there is a true end, which I ended up just watching on YouTube. Completely different Leon this time. Definitely a more timid character and not as fleshed out as he was in 4, but it was nice to see how the character has evolved and progressed throughout the franchise. This game is one I was actually a wee bit worried for. See, the thought of Mr. X stalking me in the halls of the police station, it was honestly terrifying to me. Like, I was on the edge the entire time during that section of the game. Overall, I really liked Resident Evil 2. I thought having both sides of the story was interesting to play out and how they interconnected with each other. One thing I didn't particularly like was how puzzle heavy the police station was, but I'm assuming that was to maybe add tension while having Mr. X stalking you the entire time. So I guess if that was the intention, then it worked for me, because I was in a panic to get them puzzles done. Overall, I really enjoyed Resident Evil 2. I think I still prefer 4 over 2, but I know a lot of people will go back and forth over that one, so let me know which one you prefer in the comments. So with Resi 2 beat, I immediately went on to Resident Evil 3 Remake. So this one I know is a bit controversial. I believe there's a lot of context or content missing or something along them lines, but I'm not familiar with it because I obviously never played the original. So that aspect of it didn't really impact my enjoyment of the game. So with that being said, I actually really did like Resident Evil 3. I didn't feel the pressure of Nemesis chasing me as I had done previously with Mr. X, even though this guy fucking sprints after you compared to Mr. X's intimidating fast walk. I really like Jill's character, and I hope to see her in future games. The way it was all happening around the events of 2, and you see some of the events leading up to the second game regarding characters in the police station, and the shop owner with his daughter, I thought was great, especially coming straight from playing the second game. It actually felt like a DLC in that sense rather than a full sequel. Like, it was really short. I think I beat it in under 3 hours, but I really did enjoy my time with it. So that's pretty much it. That's all I've played in the franchise so far, and honestly, Resident Evil has become one of my favourite franchises of all time now. Like, it is incredible. So this is where I need your help. Where do I go from here? Do I go back to the start and do Resident Evil 1? Do I go Resident Evil 0 before that? There's also 5 and 6, because I'm curious as to if the story picks up from where Resident Evil 4 left off. Or do I go and see what this Ethan Winters guy is all about and play 7 first? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe and hit that bell. It's much appreciated, and I'll see you next video.